I'm trying. Are you there?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Hello.
my goodness, I
Ah,
don't
I'm here,
believe.
finally.
Yes, do you have time to
Okay.
go through yours before you run across
I
town?
do.
Okay, let's
Okay.
do it.
Okay.
Okay,
So we'll go through some of these slides fast. So I'll just hit slide and you advance them, okay?
you betcha.
All right. What I learned from this class. I hope all of you have seen the movie Princess Bride because I am using it as my basis for what I'm going to talk about today. And it's kind of a classic, and I had it memorized years ago, and I kept coming back to a scene where they were about to storm the castle, and Wesley says, what are our liabilities, and what are our assets? And every time I kept coming to dealing with things in this class, and I kept thinking, what are our assets, I kept hearing it in the words of these actors in this thing. So I decided to wrap that around my presentation as to what I actually learned in this class based on that. Next slide, please. So we're trying to storm the castle, and the question is, what are our assets? And Inigo's response is, your brains, Fezzik strength, and my steel. And it turns out they also had a wheelbarrow, and that's Inigo Montoya storming the castle. And so I thought about that. Next slide, please. And I thought, well, our brains, okay, that is our knowledge and our experience. Both my husband and I are DVMs. We both have degrees in animal sciences. And we have 30 years of experience. So that should be plenty of asset in that way. Fezzik strength, I thought that would be represented by the strength of our property. We have land, we have animals, and they create this very strong foundation of an ecosystem. And then my steel, being the sword that Inigo uses, and it's the drive. The sword is always presented as something which cuts. And that's our drive to create something better. And then there was also the wheelbarrow. And the wheelbarrow, I decided, represented all of the various tools that we have collected over the years here on this farm, our various tractors and little plows and all of those kinds of things. Next slide, please. But what are our liabilities? There is but one working castle gate, and it is guarded by 60 men. Next slide. Well, what is a castle gate? Well, those are the solid things that you simply can't avoid dealing with. The things like taxes and accident liabilities and risk and what we're just talking about, unemployment insurance. That's a castle gate. You can't deal with them. They are solid. They're firm. Then there's the 60 soldiers. Well, you can kind of scare off the 60 soldiers, and that's what they ultimately did. And I realized that the 60 soldiers were the liabilities that are in our mind. Things like our failure to adequately plan, our failure to follow through with our plans when we make them, our failure to do adequate paperwork, and the last one, next slide please, my significant aversion to self-aggrandizing advertising. And if you remember, Vizzini said, I am so smart, I am smarter than all those other people, and actually he wasn't. Next slide. So then I had to ask the next question in the play or in the movie was all about true love. The whole movie was about true love. And I asked, so what is my true love? What is that thing that just makes my soul sing and my heart beat? And my true love is taking care of animals. I love to take care of animals. And I think that my husband, who's also a DVM, I think would say the same thing. That this is our true love. This is our passion. Next slide, please. Oh, and I wanted to say something about true love. And that is that, honestly, when you look at the holistic goal, what the holistic goal is truly about is our true love. The holistic goal is simply our way of coming up with what it is in our lives that we love, what it is about our family, about the ecosystem we live in, about the animals we care for, about the soil that we care for. That is our true love. And that's also our holistic goal. So if we key into what our true love is, then we already have a long way down our holistic goal. Then I had to ask, what is the soul-sucking thing that places me into the pit of despair? And that is, next page, please, next slide, financial record keeping. Because I don't like it and I am bad at it, I go into aversion mode, and so I don't do it. And because we don't follow plans and we don't follow through with our plans, we waste time and we waste money spinning our wheels. And because I hate to advertise, I feed too many animals through the winter. That's a big problem. I don't get the animals sold at the right time, and I end up feeding them through the winter, which means that the animals are eating our profits. And all of that comes back to my total aversion to getting things on paper. So next slide, please. I had to realize when I was taking this course that some people are better at different things than other people. And this really came to the fore with me when listening to Barbara Leachman, because when she talked about doing financial paperwork and such, she was having so much fun. She was having a great time. She loved talking about financial paperwork, and the same thing that she likes so much is the thing that gives me the heebie-jeebies. So I realized that I can't do it all, and I shouldn't feel embarrassed about the fact that I can't do it all. And if I'm lousy at paperwork, instead of going into aversion mode, I should just find a hero. Next slide, please. I need help. That's what I learned. I need to get help. I need to hire an accountant. I need to get help setting up a website and other financial meetings. And my dislike of advertising, I just need to get over it. Next slide. So what I learned from this course, I have learned that I need help. I can't do it all. I have to find an accountant. I have to find someone who can help me learn QuickBooks, because I'm computer phobic, and I know that if I just buy the thing and sit down with it, I won't be able to make myself do it, so I have to make myself do it. And I need help doing this. My son's girlfriend is a graphic designer. She's helping me with a new farm logo. She's going to help me with a website. I need help doing these things because I can't do them myself, and I just have to admit that I have to have help to do it. Next one. Next slide. Lastly, but not least, is within the holistic goal, I realized how much all along my holistic goal is that my animals live really good lives. And we've tried to do that for years, but getting ourselves animal welfare approved would be a great way of formalizing that. They would force us to keep better records. We would be able to take what we've always been doing and do a better job with it. There are a lot of hurdles to jump with this. For example, they want your animals to only be slaughtered in a federally inspected slaughter facility, because that's more humane, because they use a captive bolt gun. We don't have a federally inspected slaughter facility here that we can use, and so I don't know what they do if you don't have these things available to you. I'm just going to have to call them up and find out how close I am, and what we can do to maybe change some of the things that they have as absolutes. But the advantage to getting animal welfare approved is that they advertise. They have their own program that they use to promote their farmers, and so I can key into their advertising, and I don't have to do so much of it myself. Next one, please. So that's it. That's my future plans. I will be getting my financials and my record-keeping system in order by hiring somebody to help me, by finding the Dread Pirate Robert and a hired gun, in this case a sword, to slash through these piles of mess that I make and try to make them better. I need to improve on my marketing by using social media, and I need to follow my holistic goals and get our farm animal welfare approved. And I think that's it.
Thank you so much, Janice. I am so sorry you had so much trouble getting in, and I know you have to run off now, but I really appreciate it.
I can stay for exactly 4 minutes.
Okay.
Anybody has specific questions.
Okay, well, we'll move on to that. Are there, we were going to go to have other classmates share, but I'm sorry we've ran out of time. I know that there are several of you that have learned things, and I'm definitely sharing what you sent me to all the other instructors, and we really are glad to know that you've got so much out of the course. And I appreciate your both Dawn and Audra were going to tell us a little bit more, but I think we're going to have to skip that, and I apologize. So we have a couple minutes for questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. I don't really want to make this last much longer than 6. Anybody have any questions? I don't see any typed in. Doesn't look like there are any more questions. Let's see. Lori has a question. Let's see if I can get Lori. Lori, can you join us?
Yes.
Hi, Lori. It worked finally. So, Lori, did you have a question?
No, actually, I'm going, where did the question come from?
I see your hand is up in this little icon thing.
That is so odd. I just want to tell you that this class has made a remarkable difference on our farm, and we have been so busy this season with sales like never before, and it's because I was able to quantify our return on investment, and I just flat out told people, this is what it costs to produce. You want to see my paperwork? And they quit arguing with me about the price, while my neighbors are still selling for almost half of what we're selling, but I'm still making my sales. And I'm like going, I feel good, not that I have to charge a lot more, but that I feel confident in what the skills you've taught me with the return on investment. And I went to Evergreen, did business classes, but I didn't know how to put my agricultural data into their format. And you guys helped me with that in a really big way.
That's awesome, Lori. Where do you live?
So much. I live an hour from Olympia.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad.
Just south of the Olympic National Forest. So we are in the boonies.
Yeah, definitely.
Very much so. I'm really shocked that I'm actually talking to you. And it's been a really wonderful
Maybe we should all have a summer vacation of going around and visiting each other's farms.
Yeah, that would be good.
It would be really remarkable to have an optional list of contacts with the other students that are interested in doing that, because I really would benefit from touring the other farms. And
oh, okay. Well, I'll have after the class, Colette can share emails amongst those people that want their emails shared, and maybe there's a tour coming your way or going around. I do.
There was one thing that we took part in as a farm. OSHA through LNI offers Washington businesses training, both in safety and safety agriculture training. It's a 1 or 2 day course, and they touch on all the safety regulation issues that you've brought up in the last 3 weeks in just an amazing way, and also how to tie into the government line for selling your agricultural products and giving you some direct access for larger contracts.
Oh, great. That's good. Good info. Okay, Lori, I'm going to maybe I'm try Audra for a minute. Oh. Go ahead. Richard, were you wanting to say something? No? Okay. Audra, I'm going to let you see if I...
I just want to tell everybody thank you for...
Go ahead.
No, I just want to thank you, ditto, that I appreciate everybody's efforts here and teaching the course and the things. It's made a huge difference for us, and hopefully it'll continue to make a huge difference. And, hey, I like the idea of trying to get a network put together. I don't know if you have the ability to access other classmates from other class courses that have taken this, but to put together a network that could access one another for different ideas or things and search for questions or answers would be kind of an ideal thing. Just a thought.
Well, that's a good point. We do have, this is part of the Cultivating Success program, and we do have a Cultivating Success Talk listserv, and you get put on that after the course. And the only thing I would say is that Amanda Snyder posts a lot of workshop announcements on that, but very few people are chatting with each other. You know, it's become mostly Amanda posting events rather than people chatting, but it is a distribution list. I mean, no, it's a chat list that you can talk to each other. So we will follow up with that and make sure you guys get on that list and that you can communicate. Good deal. I want to let Audra say something if she's still on, if I can get her. Let's see, I had an easy time unmuting Lori, and I can't unmute Audra. Okay, so I guess I didn't learn how to do it. Sorry, Audra. Okay, well, I want to let Barbara say something, and she's been muted all this time. Barbara has taught a lot of the classes, and I know that she might want to say a few last words, and then Diane might want to say a few last words. Barbara, are you there? Boy, this. Okay, Diane, are you there?
Oh, not really. Well, I think it's appropriate that we blithered our way through the last one pretty well, but I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you to all of you for taking the time to commit to this Planning for Profit course. And I know that we threw a lot of information at you over the last 9 weeks, and some of that information may take the rest of the season working through and really getting down to the nitty-gritty. I want to encourage you to take the time to take notes and write things down. Keep that little notebook with you at all times throughout the working season, and remember that your farm business plan is really meant to be a working document that you can adjust and adapt and rearrange as you get a better idea of exactly what you want to do, and know that there's a certain amount of fluidity that has to happen, because very few things in life are set in stone, and your farming directives certainly aren't either. So I'm hopeful that you will be successful at taking the next steps towards creating a more sustainable lifestyle with your farming endeavors, and know that you are welcome to get in touch with me via email. Contact me if you have any questions. I'm happy to offer my modest perspective on farming or whatever. I'm happy to be there to help mentor you in the next steps. But I wish you good luck and a bountiful season ahead, and thank you for the opportunity to share over these past 9 weeks.
And thank you, Diane. I really appreciate all that you've done. Barbara, are you there yet?
Am I here?
Yes, you are. A few last words?
Oh, I've just enjoyed working with everybody. Such good questions people have had, and I've learned a lot too. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right, and Ken wasn't with us today. Anybody that's on the phone have any last minute questions or comments? Otherwise, we will go on. Okay, I'm going to go through. I want to say one more thing. There is a webinar survey after the webinar closes tonight. The recorded version will be, which ought to be really fun to listen to, will be posted on the course Moodle website. We don't have any assignments with this particular course, but Colette wanted me to tell you that if you want to bookmark the webinars recordings now, and so that when the webinar goes off or the class closes, you'll still have access to those webinars if you want to look at them later, because they are on YouTube. And the assignments are due no later than April 30th if you choose to complete them. And if you do, you'll get a certificate of completion from Cultivating Success. People have used those before to get loans, to look at purchasing land, so they can come in handy. End of the course evaluation will be done in late April, and we appreciate all of you helping us with that, because we'd like to offer more of these courses and we'd like to work out the kinks. And I certainly learned a few things tonight. And so thank you once again from all of us. Thank you from Colette. She was on the webinar a little bit tonight from the airport in Hawaii, whether you guys noticed it or you probably didn't know, but she was on for a while. And boy, we really thank her and Ken and Barbara and Diane for all of their work over the last 9 weeks. So take care, and of course Colette will be in touch with you again soon. And good night.